Ladies and gentlemen of Bachelor Nation, we've got breaking news to share with you guys. Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comedian and host of Bachelor Nation News. Reality Steve just dropped some information about the whereabouts of this upcoming season of The Bachelorette, which will air July 11th, 2022. Filming right now. It's probably day 4 of filming here in Bachelor Nation. We're going to share with you guys these location spoilers. So if you don't want these spoilers, if you like to be surprised when you turn the TV on and go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They're in Des Moines, Iowa. You know, if you want to know those things in the moment, now is your time to click away. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I got some content coming to you guys later today about my brand new desk. Yeah, that's right. Look at this. Watch this. Oh my gosh. I've got it. I'm not moving. The desk is. Oh, boy. I will share with you guys my standing desk, which also has a treadmill. Hold on. Let it come back down. Oh, boy. We're really going for some issues now. And come back down to me now, and I've got a treadmill underneath. Hey, sitting's the new smoking. I'm just trying to take care of my health over here before I try to fit into my linen suit for my beach wedding, which we're planning right now. Go to patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want the behind-the-scenes information on the wedding planning. All right, let's get into it. Big travel spoilers. Where do they go after they leave LA? I'm going to share that with you guys momentarily. Of course, check out my stand-up set from Tuesday night on the Patreon if you haven't already. Patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want to watch my stand-up set from the sold-out show in Long Beach, California. And I'll be doing that show again if you couldn't make it, because definitely a fun time. All right, you guys ready for this? So as for some of the, and I'm going to read what Reality Steve had to say. Go to realitysteve.com, Instagram.com/realitysteve, all that jazz. Credit where it's due for coming up with this info. And then later on today, I got to go to an appointment, but later on I'll share the Connor Brennan news from Reality Steve, his clarifications. So as for some of the gossip regarding this season, let's dive into that. This notion that each girl was getting her own season within a season, I'm not sure I even know what that means. All right, and guys, I got to remind you, stick around to the end. I got a special prop I'm going to whip out for you guys. All right, it's worth it, so stick around. We have a unique situation happening this season. We're about to break that to you guys. Unlike any other season ever, it's going to be fantastic. I think that maybe they were saying right from the get-go, Rachel would have her own men and Gabby would have hers, and they'd be confined to those guys all season. Well, that ain't it. It's definitely more free-flowing than that, kind of the same line as Joe Millionaire. All right. There are a first night rose ceremony, so they don't really say who goes during this rose ceremony. Probably not going to get rid of as many guys because there's 2 women to choose from. You need as many men as possible. All right, so then first episodes 2 and 3 are the dates. You know, episode 1 is the limo entrances. So the first dates of the season, since episode 1 is night 1 with the limo entrances and the rose ceremony, 1 group date, then each woman gets a one-on-one. All right, so the question is, are they going to dilute the screen time we get with each of these women? I mean, of course, they can't share everything, so it'll be very hard to sort of incorporate that all. But I'm sure, you know, like anything, as week 5, 6, 7 progresses, we whittle the guys down, we get to some serious dating, it'll be better. All right. So, for the locations, you guys ready for this? Last week, I told you I knew one of the places they were heading this season, and that was France. I also mentioned the rumor about the Virgin Voyage cruises that'd be linked to this show, and how I hadn't heard anything or confirmed it was the Bachelorette it was being used for. I can now. That's right, folks. There it is. Breaking news. After they leave LA, they will fly to UK in Portsmouth and board the Virgin Voyage cruise line, and that will be their transportation and lodging while in Europe. All right, Captain Dave, all aboard. Are you guys ready to leave port? Will you be my first mates? All right, we're going to have a ton of fun. For sure, I will be wearing this hat for all cruise-related material here, maybe along with some other Trader Joe's-like apparel. How come Trader Joe's and cruise lines have the same wardrobe? You know, what's the deal with that? What's going on with that? When they leave UK Portsmouth, they will dock at Le Havre, France. When I say that, I had no idea how to pronounce it, so if you really want to hear me butcher the merde, which is the French word for shit, out of Le Havre, go listen to the podcast. Even after Googling this, I still struggled. I don't know if I got it right, and I lived in France. So France will be episode 4 from France, de France, Le Cruise, Vienne, Emerge à la Bruges. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, I love Bruges. One of my best friends lives there. Bruges is one of the most beautiful cities ever. It wasn't touched during World War II. It is a fairy tale. It is so great. Another city I had no idea how to pronounce, Bruges. When in Bruges, right? Bruges. Some give it 2 G's, some 1 for episode 5. Then they go to Amsterdam for episode 6. Oh boy. Well, Amsterdam will be, well, I live in California. California's the new Amsterdam. So by the way, if you're not in a state where it's legalized, you're missing out on free tax money, right? You know what I mean? So the dates will still happen in those countries. They're just not staying in hotels when they go there. Cast and crew are all staying on the cruise for those 3 stops. Should be interesting and definitely something different they've never done before. Yeah, this is a great idea. The cruise lines are still coming out of, the pandemic. This is a true story. I was actually supposed to be on one of the maiden voyages for the Virgin Cruise Line in, I'm not kidding, March 2020. Days before we were supposed to fly to Miami to go do this big Revolve influencer tour and be a part of it and vlog the experience. Because it is like a state-of-the-art cruise, like unlike anything else I'll show you in a second. They of course had to shut it down, and we haven't been able to go back on it. So what better promotion than using these cruise lines to tour around? Although I don't know how they're going to get into Bruges and some of these tightly controlled canal areas. Obviously, the cruise ship's not going to be able to fit upriver. There will only be these 6 locations, 3 episodes in LA, 3 in Europe before hometowns. When hometowns happen, they will be going to a split crew. Hometowns will be last week of April, going by the calendar. I don't know how many there will be for each, but on a normal season with 1 lead, hometowns are filmed like this. Hometowns day off, hometowns day off, hometowns day off, hometowns rose ceremony. So with a split crew, they can essentially film 2 at the same time. For Gabby and Rachel, however many hometowns each get, it will still be filmed the same day, but each of them will be filming hometowns on the same day, obviously in different cities with a split crew, unless they have one guy they both want in their final 3 to 4. Interesting. They could have a guy with very busy hometowns. So let's say April 24th is a hometown filming day, just doing the math. It should be... it should be somewhere around that time. Gabby will be filming hers somewhere, and Rachel will be filming hers somewhere else on the same day. It will either be 3 or 4 hometowns for each. I'll know more as we get closer, but this gossip they were only getting 2 each is definitely wrong. All right, full rose ceremony, full hometowns for all of them. Boy, I can't tell you what. Because they have different size ships, so I'm not sure the size of the ship they're on. Don't get me wrong, we'll get the blueprints, but these big ships are like no joke. So here's their new commercial for it. I mean, these big cruise lines are no joke. The one I was going to stay on had a button you could press. So when you can press a button in your cabin and it'll switch the couch and turn it into a bed and like turn the disco lights on. I'm assuming they're going to have some pretty wild activity planned because they can film on the boat. They got shuffleboard, they got hot tubs, they got bars. There's plenty they can film on the boat while they're traveling. The crew gets to hang out on the boat. I mean, I think this is a win-win for everybody. Normally they promote these like random, airport hotels in, some random town and, who knows where. But this is a much better deal that they've got going on. So let's see what else we have here. Let's see if we can get a tour. Just looking great. Look at that. Oh, they got the deck. You ever been on one of these cruises and it's turbulent and the water just spilling out of the deck like it's a cereal bowl? Oh, this is fun. Look at that. I mean, don't get me wrong. The worst time in the history of the world to launch a cruise line was March 2020, but finally, these boats are ready to go. Valiant Lady. So they're not taking that one. I think they're taking the smaller one. But either way, it's going to be gorgeous. I'm so excited. I really hope they spend a lot of time filming on the cruise. I'm sure they'll do like group dates and stuff like that. I mean, there's so much they can do here. Some people don't like cruises, but I like the idea that you can relax as you get to your next destination. So I think the crew is going to really like this. Because my one thing with Bachelor and Bachelorette that would annoy me is that they never film their flights, obviously, but that's kind of fun, like going from one place to the next. It would have been fun. I said this to Reality Steve a few weeks ago when we spoke after the finale of Clayton Echard's season. I said it would be nice if they just rented a private plane. I mean, they're traveling with a crew of, I'm assuming, 20 to 30 people plus 10 to 15 cast members. That's enough to get a private jet if you ask me. I don't know fuel prices these days, but if the Patriots can travel, the Patriots have 2 private Boeing 747s. Obviously, the Bachelor is a little more frugal with their money. Ask Caitlin Bristow about how much she was paid. She probably got paid like a minimum wage to host the show. No, you're a mentor. We'll give you intern credit. So there it is, folks. There it is. Oh boy, should I get a life vest? Should I really get the whistle, and I'll just look like, I'll look like Jack from Titanic before he gave up the raft. Boy, you know what I mean? You do all these things for your lady. What does she do? She marries another guy, and then she throws the jewelry into the ocean. Spoiler alert. All right, so I've got more content coming your way. Patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want to check out my stand-up comedy set, and also don't forget, go to Dave Neal Show to catch up on all the Will Smith drama that I got going on over there. All right, folks, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye, everybody. Oops, wrong one.